How can a perfectly healthy person prove they aren't insane? The answer is there's no way. Therefore, she has no choice but to devise an escape plan entirely on her own. However, her plan is still missing one critical item.
Here we are.
Yes, a uniform to serve as her cover. The exit is a mere 5 meters away from her. She steadies her breathing, slowing her pace as she walks toward the door. Yet, her unfamiliar face still catches the attention of the nurse on duty.
You're not Sarah? Where's Sarah?
She attempts to bluff her way through and grabs the keycard to swipe open the exit. The orderly immediately triggers the special alarm dedicated to escaping high-risk psychiatric patients. Security guards begin closing in on her. But fortunately, she runs into a lone psychiatric patient who is by himself.
Hi.
Just like that, relying on the perfect visual cover, she smoothly reaches the hospital lobby. Yet, just as she is on the verge of making a clean break, she crosses paths with the kidnappers dispatched by her ex-husband. She ducks into a blind spot, waiting for a chance to bolt, but accidentally overhears the thugs asking for her current husband's room number.
I'm looking for my cousin, Wayne Lyon.
Only then does she realize that her ex-husband now intends to kidnap both her and her husband together. Because a few days ago, she had specifically set a trap to deal with the kidnappers. But her husband had inadvertently triggered it and got hurt. This mistake led her wealthy mother-in-law to believe that she had staged the whole accident herself in an attempt to steal the family fortune.
I'm not.
And that is exactly why her mother-in-law had men throw her into this psychiatric ward. But now, the perfect opportunity to clear her name has arrived. She sprints toward the elevator, mashing the button repeatedly. Finally, she manages to slam the doors shut just before the thugs reach the elevator bank.
Hold it.
Upon arriving on the 3rd floor, she heads toward her husband's room, only to spot the hospital security team rushing over to apprehend her. In a sheer panic, she ducks into a random patient's room, trying to maintain her cover. But of all people, she happens to run into the single most obnoxious patient in the entire hospital.
Well, about fucking time.
Sir, let me see what I...
This patient is rude, arrogant, constantly cursing, and most importantly, incredibly loud.
But I know who you really are.
Why are you so rude?
Pushed past her limit, and to prevent herself from being discovered by the two factions right outside the door, she has no choice but to temporarily knock this patient unconscious. She slips on a coat, steps out of the room, and takes down this patient's nameplate, swapping it with her husband's. The timing is absolutely perfect. She slips into her husband's actual room right before the kidnappers arrive. She helps her husband out of bed, gives him a tight embrace, and finally hides him inside the bathroom. Because this is the double insurance policy she has set up for him. Sure enough, a nurse points the thugs toward the room where her husband is supposed to be. But luckily, the swapped nameplate does its job.
This one.
However, as luck would have it, she runs straight into FBI agents.
We're here to help you, okay?
I don't need help.
I think you do.
No.
Right as the agents are interrogating her for leads on the kidnapping case, the thugs walk out of the room.
FBI's here.
But it is glaringly obvious that it is now impossible for them to proceed with kidnapping her.
Doesn't matter, we got her husband. What an asshole. Let's go.
Yes, because the kidnappers have never actually seen what her husband looks like. Her plan is a total success. She breathes a sigh of relief, but before she can take more than a few steps, she sees the orderly, whose nose she had brutally broken earlier, walking straight toward her. She spins around instantly, using the excuse of feeling unwell to duck into a restroom. By the time the orderly reaches the restroom and the FBI agents realize something is wrong, it is already too late.
Mrs. Lyon?
She has already successfully escaped the hospital through the window.
No more running?
Well, shit.
But receiving the news that the kidnapping was a success, her ex-husband immediately pays a visit to her wealthy mother-in-law. The moment the ex-husband pulls out a wedding photo, the wealthy mother-in-law finally realizes she had completely misunderstood her daughter-in-law. However, this wealthy matriarch flatly refuses to hand over her daughter-in-law.
She is married to my son, and she's the mother to my granddaughter, whom I'm fond of.
Left with no leverage, the ex-husband can only temporarily leave. Just like that, she luckily resolves the family misunderstanding. But that obnoxious patient from earlier isn't quite as lucky.
Who the fuck is that? You got the wrong guy. No!
Because her ex-husband only finds out what her actual husband looks like through a television commercial later on.
And I ain't lying. I'm Wayne Lyon in Lyon Motors.
The ex-husband heads to the warehouse to double-check the hostage, only to discover that his group of idiotic thugs has caught the wrong person for the 3rd time.
Oh, Jesus. What the hot fuck, Dad? That's not him, genius. I was in the car. That's his fuck up.
He was in the room, this guy. Name was on the door.
Fargo is a brilliant black comedy series that is absolutely worth watching. Highly recommended.